What's up, everybody? This is Bryson Fowler on Boss Talks on the Rooftop, Season 8, and our good old aviation hangar series edition. And today I have the greatest honor of introducing my personal friend, my confidant, my insurance guru, Miss Morgan Sonnier. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm good. You're supposed to say I'm phenomenal.
I'm phenomenal.
Yeah. So, what's been going on? It's been a while since we got to hang out and kick it. You just celebrated your 5 years?
Yes.
Man, celebrating your 5 years as an agency. Tell me about your journey, how you got started and got into that.
Well, one, thank you for having me on your podcast. Two, let me tell you, I met Bryson. Bryson met me when I was just starting in insurance. I've been in insurance for almost 10 years. And Bryson met me when I was literally just working for an agency owner. So love him to death, mentored me. And then after like 4 years, I decided, hey, I need to open up my own agency. And I opened up my own agency, and then now we're 5 years later, and I've been in insurance total 9 years, and then now I run a women-owned, women-ran, women worked. So basically, when I started my agency, I wanted to have purpose, and my purpose was because in insurance, long story short,
right?
Insurance is majority ran by 50, 60-year-old white men. So when I came in, I was like, hey, I want to own a woman-owned agency and have women that look like me or women that want to open up agencies and stuff like that to bring in more women into insurance. So pretty much I started my insurance agency, and it is women ran, and basically everybody I hire is women. Love my men. We have a lot of great male clients, but I wanted to have women working for me, and then I also help women open up their own agencies also. So I'm gonna have a pleasure of helping other women. Currently, right now, we have 2 women that I'm helping them open their own agencies. I helped women in the past open up their own agencies. So it's a phenomenal feeling when you have purpose of understanding that, like, hey, this is my purpose, and watching it has been an amazing journey, seeing other women open up their agencies, other women being in insurance, and we're just like taking over the insurance world.
Man, and you're doing such a great work.
Thank you.
And so I got to do a cigar toast to you. I know you're
I'm not a cigar
person,
but I'll drink.
But I'm a cigar person. We're gonna drink. We're gonna sip. And our today's cigar is sponsored by Belmachi Cigars. This is a near dear friend to the show, and I'm gonna cut it with our Kingpin Luxury cutter.
So what does a cigar taste like? In all honesty, like what makes it better than like cigarettes, or is it just because I think about when you sit down with people and they drink cigars, they're like, oh, you're business owners, you're millionaires, you're entrepreneurs, you're hardworking men, and they just chill with their legs crossed drinking brown liquor. So what is it about a cigar that makes it so much different than, say, anything other?
Well, after I light everything with my Kingpin Luxury torch, you can pick it up at kingpinluxury.com. What I usually do is I take that first puff in and I retrohale it through my nose to help open up my sinuses and engage my my senses of taste, right? Because like I want to say 65 to 70% of our taste buds are via nose. So you have your tongue, of course. Everybody thinks about that, but like usually when you taste something, it's because it smells good to you, right? And so that just opens up your palate to where you can receive the different flavors and notes in a cigar. So like this cigar here is a Sumatra blend. It has Sumatra wrapper, which for my palate, I'm very, very, very attracted to it. So a lot of times when you see guys do that across the nose, they're smoking it to get the flavor and see what their palate is going to enjoy, right? So, long story short, you get different kind of notes like a woody, creamy, sometimes earthy flavors. It's not just smoke that you get. And then for cigars, for me, it's really a thinking and celebratory type of process for me. I'm able to sit back, think, engage with like-minded individuals such as yourself who are awesome at what they're doing, and just, hey, inspire me.
I love it. I love it.
So, cheers to you. 5 years as an
Thank
owner,
you.
10 in the industry. Um, so a lot of times, because, I'm a roofer, and so I lean on her for all my insurance claims, information, policy knowledge. This woman here knows insurance from A to Z. And if she doesn't know it, she has an awesome network that she can lean on who are true mentors to her. I've seen it with my own eyes at your 5-year celebration. Like, people naturally love you, and they should, because you're so beautiful inside and out. So
Thank you.
what has been your biggest challenge with helping educate our community on insurance?
I think my biggest challenge is pretty much they've had. So when people think of insurance, they just think like sales, like money wise, and like, hey, they're just trying to scam me. Like, you have to have insurance. When I come in, is basically I have to not only educate, but just be real with you. So if I feel like you're in a good policy right now, I will tell you, hey, just stay where you're at. If I feel like it's not a good policy and you have to pay a little bit more with me, I'm gonna be honest. But I think with a lot of insurance agents, we come out as car salesy, like car sales type deal. And that's not really what it's about. Like so I was trained by an old school agent. That's what I call him, an old school agent. Bryson knows I'm an old school agent. And shout out to Mr. Earl.
Yeah,
And
Mr.
so
Earl.
and so he taught me that even with like AI, even with just people in general, where the economy is going, or just our generations, people still want one-on-one contact.
Absolutely.
People still want your questions answered, because when you call claims or when you call 1-800 number and you can't get to somebody, no matter what age, people gonna get annoyed.
Right.
So it's a good feeling to have an agent and for you to have a very transparent, honest agent. So when it comes to my people, they like to be coddled. They need to be talked to. They need to be held, their hand held, and it is what it is. And a lot of agents, they won't do that. They'll throw it off to, like, even with my organization, they're coming out where you can pay, a third party company to be like a virtual assistant.
Right.
And you could pay like $1,000 or $2,000 a month. And in my mind, I'm thinking I still want that close contact with my customer. So either I'm gonna do the customer service, or I hired a young woman who can do my customer service for me and have that one-on-one contact, instead of just hiring somebody from another country.
And
now,
see, I like that, because you understand retention.
Yes.
Right. So for those of you that aren't in an industry of service, it's not just about gaining a customer, because it's a service that you're going to need every year. We're in those type of businesses. Roofing, not so much. My tax business is that service that you're going to need every year. So me and you can talk and understand on that level of understanding how to customer service and help our retention rate stay low, and still gain more clients at the same time, so we can service them. What is that like, trying to not go outside your capacity? Because Morgan, you're phenomenal. You like to take on everything by yourself.
I do.
And because it's such a hard thing to let go and delegate. What is that like, trying to pretty much police yourself? Who do you have in place to police you?
So I have a hard time delegating. I'll just do it myself. And to be honest, I saw like other agents, and they were doing like so phenomenal. They were doing like much better than me. Not to compare anybody to apples and oranges, but I was like, I'm so good at what I do. Not to my own horn. I'm so great at what I do.
Right.
That
Absolutely.
I need to figure out why my brand is not growing how it needs to be growing. Right. So maybe I need to get out more. Maybe I need to do this. Well, in order for me to get out more, I'm gonna have to hire staff.
Right.
So I have a momager. Shout out to momager.
Momagers.
And to be honest, it was Bryson that was like, you need to hire your mama. So my mom retired after working for however many years. And Bryson was like, you need to hire Miss Terry. Yeah. And I was like, this was like 3 years ago. And I'm like, no, I am not hiring my mama. And he was like, let me tell you, your mama will help you grow your business to whatever the capacity. Now, I know some people might not have that luxury, or they might have a partner or a spouse or somebody that definitely can, a brother, sister that can help them. But let me tell you, my mom has been a true blessing. My business has grown year over year because of having her, because she basically does all of my administrative tasks. She helps me hire staff. Now that I have a full staff, we have a team of like 5 now, and we're still growing. And so by the end of the year, I probably want to be at like 7 total women, and then I'll be good.
Right.
And so,
But you know, the thing about it though is being able to have that blessing at your disposal, because like your mom is a phenomenal woman herself.
yes,
Like she's capable of handling from high executive managerial tasks all the way down to the minuscule tasks.
right.
And
To
she has
taking out the trash.
she has no problem with delegating, and
Right.
like, you know, she's gonna be your guardian within your business. Like, you know how they say, hey, no gatekeeper. We gotta have gatekeepers because we wanna be such a help. Right. And for you, you have such a kind heart that you gotta have somebody that's gonna guard you
Yes.
from overextending, over blessing someone else, and they haven't earned it.
Right.
So having your mom that's able to stand in front of you and watch over you, that's a huge blessing.
Oh my goodness.
And-
Look, I thank God every day, because I tell people it's 3 things that's going to help you to have a successful business. I say number 1, you have to have a support system. Could that be your network? Could that be like your family? Could that be your spouse, your partner? I've seen so many businesses fail because they just had a bad partner.
Right.
Literally. And I mean,
Right.
it's funny to think about that, because you think with you having your husband or your wife to help you build your business, to help you build where you're at and so forth, you would think that, like, you know, my spouse knows that I'm running a business, that they will do everything they can, but they don't. And
Right.
I've been seeing a lot of podcasts, and that's all they talk about is like how their mom helped them, and even small stuff. I see a lot of athletes that said they give all the power to their mom when it comes to their money.
Yeah.
So like me, to be honest, me and my fiance started doing that because in order for us to be in a place of like, hey, we need to get to this level, this next level, I need like a third party that's going to watch our stuff. And see what we doing right.
You do have a fiance.
I do.
You do have a fiance.
Shout out to my
He's
fiance.
awesome.
Shout out to
Mr.
my
Chris.
fiance. Chris, and he
he's
owns
here.
his own trucking company.
Yeah. Pop your shit for your man.
Yes.
So, what you're saying, I wanna touch base on top of that, because having that support system is very important.
What?
And then like having that spouse, because that's who you share your bed with most, right? And that's who you usually vent to. That's who sees the other 95% of the frustration when you come home. And so having that spouse that really knows how to support you in the right way is very, very much important. And a lot of times what you see, like the athletes that turn over things to their mothers, is because like their spouse just got there, right?
Oh, is that why they do
That's
that?
usually why. Because
I want to know why the NFL players and NBA players, they go, I'm gonna give everything to my mama.
My mama's gonna be there. My mama's gonna be there. The reason that you do it is because honestly, I just met her. And
but you got married to her, though.
I just got this money. Yeah, I did marry her, but you also look into it like, what woman is gonna have my back no matter what? If we're at odds with each other. So you never know that type of relationship, because you know, women will cut off their nose to spite their face. If you're at odds with your spouse, as a man, you get caught cheating, or she's not happy, she will decimate your career and leave you with nothing. And so it's another protection that shouldn't be there, but it has to be in place, especially when you have that type of network or income, and your financial success is really dependent on how you operate physically. Right. And then if your mental's jacked up because of what you're dealing with at home, you don't physically perform on the field, then you no longer have that job. NFL is not for long league. So the NBA, is just as short as the NFL.
Mhm.
So I get why athletes do it, because that's the woman that they trust, or
Mhm.
who do you have, who has your back more than your mom,
Mhm.
right? Especially if you had a good mother that took you to practice.
Right.
She was there shooting with you in the gym.
Right.
As jacked up as it sounds, because the Bible say a man leaves his mother and father, and the woman leaves her mother and father and cling to their husband and cling to their wife. So it's supposed to be
Right.
that. But in the reality of things, some in this day and age, some things don't operate on that capacity. Some people aren't ready to really shoulder that responsibility. And I get it.
Mhm.
So I see both sides, and you want it to be that.
Right.
You really want to be able to cling to your spouse, and you really want to, but sometimes like their dream isn't your dream. Your vision isn't their vision. And you can't force somebody to see your goals.
Right.
Right. And so the only thing you really ask is that, hey, I need you to be more understanding,
Right.
right? So we
And
can
let me
talk
say,
on and
I
on
was
and on
saying, let me
about
say
this.
this before we go to the next topic. Being Getting married to an entrepreneur has been a true blessing because they do understand. Like, he understands my vision. He understands like where I'm going.
Mm.
He's not bothering me if I'm like, oh, I'm at a networking event. I done worked all day. Then I have to go to a networking event. I got to come back home at 10 o'clock. Like, or he's always putting my name even before I walk in the room. So we
Right.
could be at a restaurant and he'd be like, oh, my fiance is a insurance agent. Who's your insurance with?
Mm.
So my mom comes in where, because she has worked in corporate so long and she retired in corporate, she does know how to handle so much managerial stuff.
Right.
And the fact that like my mom is just great at money.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's just a rare thing to have. Even with myself, I'm like, I'm not even into, all of that. So to see like her and how she just helped me with my business, and I'll do the sales side. And that's why I said you have to have a good networking of people.
Right.
Even with Bryson, and long story short, even with Bryson, I've learned that even like your own network, like not that I've lost friends, but I just had friends that I distance myself from, or they distance themselves from me because I'm constantly working, or I can't go on the girls' trips, or I can't go to this because I'm in grind mode.
Right.
And I was just talking to somebody last week at a networking event. He was a travel consultant, and I told him I don't want to be on a payment plan. If I can't spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a trip and it don't mean nothing to me, I'm not going on a trip.
Mm.
That's how I want it to be. I could just spend $3,000 on a credit card and it don't mean nothing. Like, I want to be in that type of financial capacity.
You know what's so crazy, Morgan? This is what annoys me about her. She truly is in that capacity where she can just spend it and not worry about it, because she has such a big book of business, and she's been doing phenomenal. Like, I can say that because I peeked at the finances. I know what it is. So
He does my taxes too.
so that's why I can say that. And it's just kind of like she's a worry wart. And it's really just more so like, I really do wish you would take your breaks so you can reset, refresh, refocus.
We do.
I need you to take
I'm
more.
trying.
I need you to take more. Like, I leave like probably once a month.
We know.
So don't do me. That's why we have the aviation with the private jet. Don't do me. That's why I partner with Go Aviation so I can leave like that. Because you know what? I have so much going on.
Mhm.
We have like family, we have spouses, we have um, businesses to run, customers to talk to, fires to put out, personalities to deal with, and not only your personalities but your own personalities.
Mhm.
And then you gotta retell yourself how great you are when you're feeling self doubt, and when you're having a sluggish day.
Mhm.
So you gotta reset, man. So I want to implore you to take more vacations.
I will try.
Okay, see, whatever. I got her on camera saying she'll try. That's
I'll
as good as
try.
it's gonna get. So Chris, I try, baby. I try. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what's the next chapter for you? What does that look like?
So my next chapter is, to be honest, like a lot of people make fun of me, but I really do love insurance. Like when I have people call me and said they want me to start like a second business, or they want me to get into something else, or whatever the case may be, or do I want to pick up, you know, a second like multi-level marketing type of gig because I'm already in sales, I always tell them that I'm growing my business and I want to be to a point of, so before I started insurance, my aunts and my uncles, shout out to them, they have multi-million dollar books of businesses. And when I say like multi-million dollars, 10 million, 15, 20 million dollar books of businesses, which means like in revenue, just on the retention, on the renewals, you're getting probably $2-3 million a year just in renewals. Not in no business, not in nothing. So I'm like, for me,
church,
I want to get into that status where like my uncle lives in a big house in Georgia and he's been a State Farm agent for like 30 something years. I'm a phenomenal man. Him and his wife have traveled all over the world, the country. Mr. Earl, who's a well-known State Farm agent, same thing, traveled
big money,
big money
big
in his
money.
book of business. So, and he's given travel across the world and stuff like that. I want to be in that type of capacity because like I genuinely love what I do. Could it just be life insurance? Could it be renewals? Even when going through people, helping them with claims, I love doing that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I had a fire in Balch Springs, Texas, and I ran over there when my client's house was like gone to the ground, foundation only. Like it was just a bad feeling, and it just fueled my joy to say, hey, let me go over there, let me make sure you're okay and stuff like that. And I got business from that because they had all these other houses. It was like a row of houses that all burned down. And the client was like, my agent is out here. My agent is out here. And I was able to get other clients just by being out there and seeing if they were okay, what they needed, so forth. So it's like, I'm really genuinely passionate about what I do. So my next goal is just to share passion of what I do to other women and to get them to make money, because you can really become a millionaire in this business. You can make more money than doctors, lawyers, I mean, pretty much anybody.
Tell them about the mailbox money again, because I think they missed it. You said $3 million just in retention.
So yeah, if you have like at least a $10 million book of business, that's at least like $1 to $2 million in renewals. That's going in your pocket every year. Divide that by 12, you'll figure it out. And so I don't have my phone on me. So
no worries.
Just like, and that's just in new business, because you have to remember it's stacks. So like, say if Bryson comes and he has a $2,000 household, that means I got $2,000 this year. And then I add, say, Bryson's homeboy next year, which is another $2,000. That's already $4,000 right there. So even if you brought in $2 million in renewals, and then you brought in $2 million just in new business, of course, that is going to combine into $4 million, which means that you looking at $500,000 just in new business and renewals that same year.
Man, so now I'm gonna ask you a technical problem or a technical question. Educate us on the difference between an ACV and an RCV policy.
So an ACV is actual cash value. And basically, if you have an actual cash value policy, which, to be honest, there's 150 companies in the state of Texas, home insurance companies, right? Out of 150 companies, only less than 10% give replacement costs. So majority of these companies, yes, you can get a cheap policy, but I tell people you pay what you want to get. So if you want a cheap policy, you're going to get actual cash value, which means depreciation. That means that if something happens to your home, say your home is worth $500,000, if you're on ACV or depreciation, they're only going to give you $200,000. If you're on replacement costs, and that's not even including your deductible, if you add your deductible, that home will be $200,000 less your deductible. So that's how that looks. Replacement cost means that $500,000 for your home to be replaced, we minus your deductible, which will probably be about $10,000. That means we'll give you $490,000 for your house. Simple math. So it's like, do you want $200,000 and pay a little bit less, which is fine. Because I mean, if you have like the contractors and you have the people that you know, if your network is big, because I have a client now whose network is that big and he's a general contractor where he wants an ACV policy because he knows how to spend his money how he wants to replace his house. I don't know anything about that, but that's what he told me. So that's what he wanted. He wanted ACV on the roof. He wanted depreciation because he said, I could fix the roof myself. Okay, so that's what you want. But majority of the time, you're going to pay what you want. So if you want replacement costs and you want to be made whole again when something happens to your home, then you want replacement costs on your policy.
And so when you say whole again, that means indemnify.
Yes.
Right? So when you're looking at your policy and you see the word indemnify, that's what they're referring to as being made whole, correct?
Yes. So basically, we'll cut you one check one check when a claim first happens, and then we'll give you the replacement cost, second check, once the work is done.
Mm.
Now, if you want ACV, they're only going to cut you one check, and that's it. You're not going to get the replacement cost or anything of that nature.
Right. So, personal question.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Oh, so I got to say this because most people don't know this. I actually was born in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, word? I don't even know that.
I lived in LA till I was 13 or 14, one of those. And my dad, who's originally from Lafayette, Louisiana, wanted to move back home because of where we was living at in LA wasn't like the best. So he felt like if we moved back to Louisiana, it would be more family oriented, more close knitted, stuff like that. And it was. The transition from living in Los Angeles to Louisiana is a big transition because I feel, and that's why I tell people I'm from Louisiana, because my personality, my culture, how I live my life, my purpose is really from Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? My friendliness, my next doorness, my, hey, let me help you out, I don't even know you type deal. That's literally from Louisiana and how I was raised. But mainly, I moved to Louisiana. I was 14, graduated from high school, graduated college. Shout out to LSU. I did not go to a HBCU. I went to PWI and graduated. So go Tigers. And then I moved to Dallas in 2016. Yeah. So I've been here almost going on 10 years.
Going on 10 years, man.
Yes.
And then what's so full circle about this moment is, dude, we met July Kaboom Town.
Oh, when I first moved.
When you first moved here.
So
and we're in Addison.
Hold on. Wait.
We're in Addison at the Addison hangar.
Okay, so
where we met.
I didn't know anybody in Dallas at all. And so I saw that there was in Kaboom Town. I moved to Dallas of May 2016. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't know anybody, whatever the case may be. So July had came, and I was like, oh, I heard about this Kaboom Town in Addison. Couldn't find nowhere to park because it was packed. Mm-hmm. And so then I saw this man right here, and he was standing outside. This one, he was doing security at the club. Let me tell you how different life is. He was doing security at clubs, and he was like, hey, you can park here, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, this man trying to holler. You know what I'm saying? Man. And then I was like, he just trying to holler
at me. $20 at you.
I was about to say, exactly. He was just trying to get the money for me to park. And he was like, I said, well, do I got to give it to you now or later? He was like, you can give it to me later, whatever the case may be. So then I'm sitting there and I tell him, and then he says I can sit on his truck, watch the fireworks. I remember my mom calling me, and she was like, what are you doing? She heard Bryson in the background. She was like, Morgan, are you safe? And I was like, yes. And so then I put my mom on the phone with Bryson, and then Bryson was like, she's okay, ma'am, this and this and that, by myself with thousands of people at Kaboom Town. That's how you know I was truly an extrovert. I get that from my dad. So so then we exchanged numbers, and I was like, I'm new here. I'm trying to network this and this and that, started insurance, blah, blah, blah. And then it was just, and Bryson has sent me more business. That's why I always got to send him a special gift like every year, because he's been like my best referral partner and just like the best accountability partner ever.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. And Morgan has done the same for our roofing business, our tax business, like good people having good people in your life. And that's really what it's about. And Morgan is such a beautiful soul, beautiful person to do business with. She knows her stuff. So guys, connect with her. How can we find you?
So I am on Instagram, insurance_networking_queen. I do network a lot. So I do go to a lot of women networking events. So ladies, if you're a business owner, if you're starting a business, if you want business, are you looking to start a business, if you need any type of network in that capacity, in men, I know a lot of people. It's just amazing how much since I started like networking more, that it just gives me an opportunity to be like, hey, I can partner you with this person. I can partner with you with that person. I actually took a test and it says I was connector, which I kind of already knew.
Right.
But
right.
But it gives me opportunity to really see people flourish, because I've seen so many Black business owners that have failed because other people don't like to see each other win.
Right.
And so in my mind and in my purpose, I told myself, I want to see people win. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're in the same industry as me, in a different industry. I always want to see people win, especially my own people. So I made it my duty to be like, hey, how can I help you in any capacity? And so whatever it is, we can go to networking events together. We can connect together. I can connect you with people. So if you need Instagram, like I say, insurance_networking_queen, I post events there. And then also on my Facebook, it's Morgan Sonnier, Sonnier from Louisiana. And so both of those platforms can show you like where I'm at, what events I go to, who I know, so forth. And just to connect people that want to be like-minded. Because like I said, in order for you to have a successful business, you got to create a space for networking and having the right people around you to hold you accountable, to make sure your business can grow, that people that want to help you and you want to help them. And then two, you have to understand your purpose.
Absolutely.
Like understanding your purpose of what you're doing. I went to a meeting last week, long story short, and the person asked me how much money I want to make in my business. And I told them, it's not about money for me, even though it is. Like, I do want to get to that level, but I've seen my money grow by literally networking and helping others grow their business.
Right.
And if they see me and they see my genuineness and they see I genuinely want to help them, they help me.
Right.
And I walk into rooms where people already know me because people are already saying my name in a positive form. You know what I'm saying? And that's such a blessing. So I mean, I can tell people I want to make $1 million a year.
Right.
But what am I doing to get to that $1 million?
Right.
Other than working hard, other than like, how am I getting my name out there? How am I building my brand in a way of like, hey, Bryson, how can I help you grow? Because I know you're going to help me grow.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Or how can I help this other person grow? That will show me, oh, Morgan's helping me out. So let me ensure that I'm pouring into her. Absolutely. So make sure you surround yourselves with people that are pouring into you and you're pouring into each other, because that's when you're going to really see your business get to a whole nother level.
Man, that's powerful. So, Morgan, always love.
I know. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on the show. Guys, remember, storms don't last, but your home should. Peace. Two fingers.